Kenneth Anderson was an Indian-born British writer and hunter. Although he was born at Bolaram near Hyderabad, he spent most of his life in Bangalore, where he worked for an aeronautics company. He wrote extensively about his real-life adventures in the jungles of South India. He explored his understanding of beliefs of tribal communities and his love for wildlife. He published his work 9 Man-Eaters and 1 Rogue in 1954. Though little known in the literary circles during his life, the publication of the Kenneth Anderson Omnibus Volume 1 and 2 captured him to fame. The author describes how he rescues a baby sloth bear and gives him as a present to his wife. Here, the author portrays the love and friendship between his wife and the sloth bear. Let's see what happens in The Bond of Love by Kenneth Anderson. The author got their pet sloth bear, Bruno, by accident. 2 years before, he and his companions were traveling through the sugarcane fields of Mysore. They saw people driving away wild pigs. Suddenly, a big sloth bear came charging out on the field. One of his friends shot the bear. As they watched the animal fall, they saw something move on its back. To everyone's surprise, they realized that it was a baby sloth bear. The little bear cried pitifully over his mother's body. When it started running, the narrator chased after the baby and was able to capture it. He put it in a bag and presented it to his wife. His wife was delighted. She put a colored ribbon around his neck and called him Bruno. Bruno drank milk from a bottle. Then he started eating and drinking everything from porridge to curry to pudding to tea and buttermilk. Bruno became attached to their Alsatian dogs and the tenants' children. As a kid, he spent his time in playing, running around the kitchen, and sleeping in the author's bed. One day, Bruno had an accident. The author had put down poison for rats in his library. Bruno entered the library and ate some of the poison. The author rushed Bruno to the veterinary doctor. The doctor found an antidote for Bruno. Bruno was cured and the narrator took him back home. Bruno had now grown many times in size, but he was sweet, mischievous, and playful. He was fond of everyone, but he shared a special bond with the author's wife, which meant a small boy. He could do tricks like attacking someone, holding a stick as a gun, and cradling a stump of wood like a baby. Baba was growing into a fearsome creature. The tenants' children feared him, and he was kept chained most of the time. The author's friends advised him to send Baba to the zoo. Though his wife protested, they managed to convince her to send Baba to a zoo in Mysore. Though the narrator missed Baba, he was relieved that he was gone. His wife, however, was inconsolable. She wept and refused meals. She wrote letters to the curator of the zoo asking after Baba. It seemed that Baba was not doing well either. The curator replied that he was refusing food too. They asked their friends visiting Mysore to check on Baba. Their friends reported that Baba had grown thin and unhealthy. Finally, his wife convinced the author to go see Baba. Their friends thought that Baba would not recognize them and advised them to be prepared. But Baba howled with happiness when he saw the author's wife. The author's wife ran up to Baba and petted him through the boughs. She would not leave the cage. She stayed by Baba's cage and fed him food. When the closing time came, Baba and his wife cried bitterly. The wife tearfully asked the curator to take Baba back with her. The curator told her to get permission from the superintendent who lived in Bangalore. So the author and his wife went to Bangalore. The superintendent was a kind-hearted man and agreed to let Baba go back home with them. His wife was overjoyed. The author engaged coolies to create a special island in the compound. A stream of water surrounded the island and separated it from the main building. A wooden box was installed for Baba to sleep in. Then Baba was released into his new home. His wife and Baba were both delighted at the reunion. What the narrator is trying to say here is that love and affection do not only belong to human beings. Baba, with his affection and memory, proves that he is as sensitive as any human being. The narrator also emphasizes on the strength of the bond between his wife and the sloth bear Baba.